10 million, 20 million, 30 million. I'm on something. 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. That bag coming. 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. You know what's up. 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. Yeah, trick I'm up.
Yo, what's good, man? You know what it is, man. It's DJ Thorough, a.k.a. Thorough Zano, the bridge to the streets. Right now, you're watching the hottest in the streets. Right here on thisis50.com. Yeah, I got a special guest in the building. Actually, it's more like family, man. Right? This is not even a guest. Yeah. This is like family, man. Me and this guy go way back, like 10 years plus. Yeah. Introduce yourself.
Yo, man. Formerly KNS the engineer, still engineering all of your favorite artists, but it's Kenny Lloyd, man. Go by Kenny Lloyd. That's my real name, my real shit.
Kenny Lloyd.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
And where are you originally from?
Originally from Chicago, man. That's why I put on the shot kicks for you. Had to let you know. You know what I'm saying? Had to let you know, though. Yeah, had to let you know, though. Yeah, from Chicago, man. South Side. Born and raised, man. Right. Born and raised. Right. Straight in the hood, man.
Like, you know, now, I love to give people their proper, respect. Like, I've been around a lot of engineers, being a producer and a DJ. And you're definitely one of the best engineers I've worked with.
Hey, man, thanks, man. I just try to stay on the grind with it,
Run your discography. Who are some of the people you've mixed and done records with and just worked with in general? So they'll know what's going on here.
Yeah, man. I mean, definitely all of the anybody from the Rough Riders, I've either mixed, recorded, worked with personally. Swiss Beats, I've been his personal engineer for probably 10 years plus.
You see who I got up here? Anyway, go
ahead. Cassidy is the homie. I'm on the Cassidy album. Gucci, man, I recorded Gucci Man's whole first album, studio album I recorded back to the Trap House. Jay-Z, Alicia Keys, Beyonce, Cyndi Lauper, I got Miles Davis credits. You guys will not, I got crazy credits for days, so,
Right.
A lot of R&B, what's them girls' names? Man, I ain't gonna lie, it's a couple, Ashanti.
702?
Yes, 702. I did something with them back in the day. Damn, you got to me with that one. Yeah, for real. And then R. Kelly, a little bit early in my real quick early career.
I mean, that's enough right there.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, too many. Too many. I gotta think about that.
Alone.
Black Eyed Peas. Snoop. Oh, can't forget Snoop.
Right.
Snoop. That was like the dream joint. And I got the Blaze with Snoop. You can't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre too. Dre.
See, that's me personally. I've never personally met Dr. Dre, so that would be that's huge.
That was huge. That was luck, blessings to Swiss. We worked on some stuff with Dre, and he was a cool guy. Swiss called me out actually because I didn't like the Beats headphones. This is before they switched and everything. So I was like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, I had some Sonys, and he was like, you don't got no Dre beats? This is what he said. And I was like, I was gonna come with some lame ass shit. The Swiss was like, nah, he said he don't fuck with them. They suck. Just stumped right over me. I'm like,
in front of Dre?
Yeah, right there. Like he was like, nah, I got you. He went into the back and he got the Dre versions, the studio version. He said, try these. He's like, the other regular ones, you're right.
Right.
And I put on them studios. I'm like, damn, these shits is crack. These shits is crack. And so I gave him the thumbs up. I told Swiss to tell him, sorry, you're right. You know what I'm saying?
See, a lot of people don't realize with Dre is a technical dude when it comes to sound and sonics, and he's really about the sound. And
he pulled my car.
A lot of people don't know the Chronic album, the first one.
Yeah.
He mixed that album 21 times before he turned it in.
I was about to say that was one of the most.
That's crazy.
Probably the only person that did some stuff like that is probably like Prince or Mike.
Right.
They the only ones to be remixing like songs back to back, but
21
Dre be like that.
The whole album.
The song we did with him, he didn't even put it out. We mixed it 6 times while we was there. We was in town for a week. We mixed it 6 times. He never put the song out.
That sounds like Dre.
Never put the song out. That tell you right there. He never put it out.
Dre has an anthology of music on every artist that's not out.
Yeah, exactly.
The music is never out. He got records with Dipset. I think matter of fact, he did 6-7 songs with Dipset that never came out.
I could believe.
I mean, he has so many records that
I could believe it.
Never came out. And if I'm not mistaken, he scrapped the original Detox album. Like he did it. Then he said he wasn't gonna do it. He had the engineers destroy all the files so it couldn't get leaked.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I would have brought that up to him. Like, did you do that?
He purposely deleted all the files.
That's how those cats be though. Like they don't want to reminisce on the songs. He had one other song that I don't know if he ever released. It was an Aaliyah sample that he got the original files from the Aaliyah song.
Right.
And I told him, because Swiss was like, yo, you from Chicago. What would that do? I said, this record would change. This is a game changer. This, like, everybody in Chicago would flip, first of all, not to mention the world. Aaliyah was huge.
Right.
I still ain't heard it. Still ain't heard it. Still ain't never heard the record.
Welcome to Dre's world.
And I'm not gonna lie, man. The record would change the game.
It would change
the game. She she was a classic artist, so
no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Aaliyah,
but yeah, never heard
Aaliyah,
it. Still never heard it. I've been searching for that one. I ain't gonna lie.
So let's talk about what you got going on today.
Yeah,
what are we here promoting? What's going on with you? What are we doing?
Man, Thorough, for all of these years and times, you see me go from being an engineer, transitioning into the hooks. And and also stepping into the game as well. You was actually some of my first early verses with the drags and stuff like that. You put out on some of your mixtapes.
Right.
But like over the years, I've been really, focusing more heavy on that, on my writing. I'm behind the scenes. I've been doing a lot of writing for people and doing stuff like that. So even though I've been low key and releasing it on my own and stuff like that, I'm now like fully fledged, really more, I would say, even here. Overseas in Germany and Austria, I've been pushing like really the last 5 or 6 years.
So you're in complete artist mode now?
Yeah, all artist mode.
Okay, and as far as artist mode, you're going by Kenny Lloyd.
Kenny Lloyd,
still
man.
Going Kenny Lloyd.
Yeah, you know what it is, man.
Okay.
I just realized that people such as yourself, when you see me, you like Kenny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people that even know my name is KNS the Engineer, they be like Kenny, because I never shied away. All my credits got Kenny Lloyd.
Right.
I never shied away from it. But I was like, first of all, I'm getting older. I love my name. Never had no problem. But it was those ancient days you had to have the swag. It was KNS the Engineer.
Right.
I was that. That was a thing. So, man, I'm grown, doing my thing now, man. You know what I'm saying?
Me personally, just looking at from a historical point of view.
Yeah.
Someone who can do their own engineering, their own recording, and can actually sing and rap, dance or whatever, make the best artist. Because you're just that. You're a true artist.
Yeah, and this is what I've been doing for so long. So I just bundled it all up, and then I had a good chance a few years ago to work with some artists overseas, and that's where I got a little bit more to be more freer, because you know how it is here. Sometimes the labels is looking for certain things. They're not looking for the this or that, maybe something new that's really changing the game. But over there, they was looking for different sounding things, and I just jumped right in. I'm got like 4 or 5 big artists that's over there that are real close homeboys. So they help kind of lead the way. Now everybody, like over the last 5 or 6 years, you dropping here, and then my homies here, like, what the hell? You're not even promoting the record here. What the heck? So I said, it's time to change all that.
That's good. You know what? This I can see how this will work to your advantage, because you've already built relationships with artists. Because you've already engineered. You just ran down the discography. So it's probably nothing for you to get back in contact with.
Exactly.
Say Gucci Man, Swiss Beats.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm doing.
Whoever,
now.
And say, hey, I'm in artist mode now.
Let's take it off.
And then they hear your music, and it's definitely up to par.
Yeah.
And then you could get it popping that way. So that's why I said
that's been exactly the grind. I've been coming back, linking up with some of the cats, like even cats like Swiss. He been one of the early, like such as yourself, hearing stuff real early. So now he's hearing, he's like, okay, yeah, you really heating it up now. What are you about to do? And this is what I was like, all right, I'm gonna come over here now and really focus on the States a little more, like instead of just kind of dibbling and dabbling.
Right. Now, is there a project we can look forward to that's coming out?
Yes. Right now, I just released my single "Never Change." Kind of built on the same structure of what I got now, even though my name is changing, KNS, and and Kenny Lloyd. Still the same person, still rap, sing, still conscious cat, and just do what I do. And focus on making great music and uplifting my crew, my people, my team.
Right now.
So "Never Change" is out. You can get it anywhere. Video out anywhere. And then probably in about a month and a half, my next single, I'm gonna come bring it straight to Thorough. I got an easy name now. All it used to be long, so you can go Kenny.
Kenny?
Yeah, and Lloyd, Lloyd, and you can find all of it. But you type that in, "Never Change," and I pop up. I got a few other hits out there too, so you'll be interested in some other sounds. But hip hop, R&B, that's me right there.
Now, are you doing your own production as well?
Yes, I am, but I got a team though. You know how it is though. You can do everything, but sometimes it's hard. You need a team. So I got a team of cats, a couple cats from overseas, a couple cats from here in the States. Just working them, man. Working them. Yeah.
Now, I speak about this frequently whenever Cass or French Montana or AR-Ab names comes up.
AR-Ab. That's another. I was the first person to ever record AR-Ab.
Right.
First person. Ask him.
And not only was he the first person to record, I'm the first DJ to put Ab on a mixtape.
Facts. This is facts.
This is facts.
This is facts. This is straight facts. This is straight facts. For
That's
real.
the name of this interview. Facts.
Facts. This is a facts interview. For real. We gotta do that. That's what I'm saying. For real.
And this is the guy that engineered the record. It's called City of Dreams.
Yes.
It's AR-Ab.
Yes.
Good memories. AR-Ab. It's French Montana.
Yep.
And it's Cassidy.
Yep.
I put that together.
What was that? Cass and French. Also, I think it was their first or second track, Straight Cash. I did that one too.
Right.
Because you linked them. They really, they wouldn't have linked without you.
Exactly.
So after he ended up getting 1 or 2 joints with him after that. That link. Yeah, man.
So that's how far we go back.
I ain't gonna lie, that's a good 10 plus.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, with Cass and Drag. Oh, Cass that Bars album. That was I recorded that whole Bars album.
Yeah.
Before and after the accident. Before it was also me and Angel Ponte. Angel, gotta shout out the boy.
Yeah, he used to work with Lil Wayne a lot.
Yeah, Lil Wayne. Man, all the engineer cats from New York know me. You know what I'm saying? I've either came up with them or was their assistant when they was running through, you know what I'm saying? Big engineers also, man, it's one thing I'm gonna say too, man. There's a lot of black engineers, man, that don't be getting no love, man. You know what I'm saying? I wanna give love to one person, man. Pat Viala, man. Without this guy, man, here in New York, he showed me a lot of stuff, man. A real good guy. Took a lot of cats under his wing and showed him a lot of stuff, man. Pat Viala, he mixed all of the G Unit. That's who mixed all of them G Unit hits, right? There.
I meant to ask you that. Yeah. You just brought something to my attention that I never realized. Most of the engineers are white.
Yes.
Why is that? Is that what is that about?
The reason why I say is because to be an engineer, or the first, to actually be an engineer, you usually have to have schooling. So that's how they usually shift into it before black, because most of the African or black, or even Spanish engineers learn straight hands-on, right in the mix. So they either got to lock in with the artist, so now they're coming in with that person, and now that person's leading them in and hopefully getting them mixes, getting them recordings. Right. But if you don't do that, you got to walk into these studios just like everybody else. And if you don't got them credentials, they walking right over.
So speaking of credentials and starting up, how did you even get your start as an engineer?
I'm actually glad you said that, because people have been asking me that lately. I was working in Chicago with some few of my homies that were big artists at the time. I used to be into computer programming and networking, so I kind of knew how to do all kinds of computer recording and stuff early, like all of the weird programs back in the day, Logic, Music Maker. I used to know all that stuff crazy, early. So they brought me to the Chocolate Factory in Chicago to record the sessions. I didn't know what they was doing was cutting $50 out off of the engineer. They would have to pay the engineer another $500 that day. I had no clue, so I'm in there running it. The dudes behind me just like, what the fuck? Like, he realizing, cha-ching, his money just gone. So after the session was over, he said to me, yo, did you know what you was doing? I was like, nah, not really, but I've used these programs before. You feel me? He was like, he's like, if you know what you're doing, you could have made $500 today. I said, wait, what you mean, made $500? He said, your friends just brought you here to not pay me. He told me, and I'm like, wow. Yo, so I went over to my niggas. Yo, you gotta give a nigga $200 or something, B. Like, so the niggas was like,
Oh, they tried to finesse you.
Yeah, I didn't know, I'm hyped about the music and everything. So then after that, I went back up there and met with him one more time. I wish I knew this dude's name. He was a real old guy. But I went up there and met with him one more time, and I said, how do I get into it? You feel me? And then he kind of told me about the schooling and stuff, but he did tell me I could, if I worked and found somebody, I could do it. I said, fuck all that, man. You know what I'm saying? He said, look on the back of your albums. If you find somebody that you listen to and it's the same guy, that's who you need to find too. Guess who I found? Rich Keller. Actually, my mentor too as well. So I came here to New York. I end up going to Full Sail in Florida, which is a big school for engineering.
So you did go to school?
Yeah, I had to.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna waste my time. I knew how the world is, man. You gotta have some sort of education. I'd already went to school for networking, computer programming, networking, finished that. Almost had a little kid situation. Was like, as soon as that didn't go that way, I moved right to New York, right out, like literally. Oh, you ain't about it? Out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I stayed right across the street from Sony Studios on 54th for like 2 months. And the manager there, Tony Drew, that's my actual engineer. He manages me as an engineer. Okay. But that day I met him at Full Sail, and he gave me his card. The nigga played me, for real, he played me. But then I knew somebody at Sony, and they linked me in, and he was like, Kenneth Lloyd? He was like, oh, that's the guy who's been calling here for like 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Right. So he met me, and he showed me the stack of resumes, and the shit was up to like the wall. He was like, you gotta know people to get in here. After that, I was in, and then my first big break was Rich Keller getting me with the Rough Riders. That was my first big, like, be around artist type of situation where I got to work. But my first big credit was Gucci Mane first album. It was Gucci Mane first album. Right. That was my first big credit where everybody was like, what the hell? They didn't even know who Gucci Mane was in Sony. Right. I got that offer like this. I'm sitting on the couch, and a guy come in the room, and he's like, yo, anybody want to engineer some dude named Gucci Mane? And I was like, hell yeah. And they was like, do you know this guy? I'm like, yeah, I know him. And they was like, what is this? And I was like, yo, he's the biggest artist in Atlanta. I was like, you don't want to work with this joint. I got this. He was like, man, go ahead, man. I don't know this shit, man.
Wow.
That's how I got the Gucci Man gig right there, man.
Keep your ear to the street. Which is what I do up here, man. It's the hottest in the streets. You never know who's
So Icy was popping, you know what I'm saying? All that was
right, and they didn't know. See,
they had no clue.
Had no clue.
He had just got out of jail. He was on house arrest. House arrest Branker with the blue fur.
Right.
Came up, B.
Wow.
You feel me? That's how it was.
Wow.
Yeah. I got another story, but I'm gonna leave it for the next time I'm up. Because you know what I'm saying? It's a crazy one. I couldn't believe Gucci Man. He was a crazy guy, but you know what I'm saying?
Who's showing? I'm glad now we're on the topic. Like I said, you work with everybody. Who's some of your favorite people to work with?
I'll be honest, my favorite.
It's a two-part question too. But who's the favorite?
Gucci was one of my favorites because he's very creative. But I say my favorite, the reason why I even worked with him personally was Swiss Beats.
Swiss Beats.
He's just so versatile. I say this personally. He's a dude who literally learned how to do everything himself. Like he didn't go nowhere, school. Everything is all by his ear and what he can actually do. He ain't the craziest keyboard player, but he's smart. He know how to bring in the people when he need them, and he know how to make that thing that you ain't making. Right. You feel me? That sound you ain't doing. And it's all really from his head. He just come right out. And then he's a team player too. The people around him mean a lot. So if you in that circle, like in that clique with him, it means something because he don't bring like 30 people. He don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So I would say Swiss. It's the most creative time.
Shout out to Swiss, man. Yeah, shout out to Swiss.
Most creative time.
Swiss being your favorite, who maybe, I don't want to say use the word least favorite because I'm not about negativity, but who was the most difficult person you had to work with where you're like, oh my God.
Most difficult session.
Who would that be? Because I'm sure that happens.
Yeah, definitely crazy a lot. The funniest thing is I would probably say the weirdest session is the best thing I could say is the weirdest session I had was with Cyndi Lauper. She was mad aggressive. Like she was like literally like right here on my shoulder. Like right here, every little, like right there. Like every little edit, like she was like, nah, no, but no, oh, nah. Like, and then it's like, you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like looking back, like, damn, like, oh, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna lie, all of the stress and all of that she caused, but at the end of it, for her to say, thank you so much, you did a really great job. I was like, damn, if she'd have just said that like one time through this joint, I'd have been like so happy, but yeah, yo, it was the most craziest joint, and then now you're gonna make me talk about this Gucci Man session because it was the most weird, I thought I was about to have a problem. Okay. A real problem, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't, I ended up saving the day. So basically, I'll start with this one thing. You know the group Groove Theory?
Of course.
All right, the producer from Groove Theory is, dang, I forget his name. When you look at the group, there was a female, a kind of dark-skinned cat. That's the guy. He's a good producer, and I actually know him personally. He knows my sister. But I'm gonna start by this. This nigga Gucci Man didn't like him. And I don't know why, because he had a fire-ass beat, but for whatever reason, Gucci Man was trapped in the car that day, drove up from Atlanta with a bracelet, whatever. He did not want to hear what that man had to do. And I feel sorry for him because the beat was really hot, and he's a real good dude. Right. But I know he remembered that day because he wanted to whoop Gucci Man ass that day because they got into it over some Atlanta thing because Bryce lived in Atlanta, but that's his name, Bryce. Okay. He lived in Atlanta for a long time. So Gucci Man came with that ain't no Atlanta music or something like that. And he was like, that nigga Bryce was like, nigga, what? You know what I'm saying? Got up, was about to stun on Gucci and did that. Yeah, but he ended up leaving. But that was the start. So I'm thinking, oh shit, right? So everything, Atlantic had producers lined up to the door for this nigga. Every producer that came in, Gucci would do a song with their joint and then move to the next one. So we talking about 30-minute songs.
30-minute songs.
30-minute songs. This is the first time I've ever seen it in my life, for real. So boom, right? We get 2 of them, and they were okay. We on the 3rd one. He lays it. He comes out. This is the single. I was like, okay. Everybody's like, yo, it's the single. It's the single. So I'm sitting there. I'm about to get ready to play it back, and I'm with another guy who remembered this, Chad, my assistant, Chad, DJ Elite. I hit to play it again. He said, play it again. I hit to play it again. The whole system shut down.
Wow.
Talking about the whole Pro Tools rig. Right. Done. I'm talking about done. Like black screen, everything. Like I feel like somebody had to press a button or something, but everything shut down. Even you know how in the big studios they have the rig with the racks, with the HD things, all of that. Boom. They so hyped, they don't see it. They just going crazy, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, what the fuck? So I tell Chad, go hit the shit. He hit the little thing, boom. We finally get the shit up. And then I hear Gucci like, yo, can you play that again? I say, yeah, give me a second. Boom, boom, boom. Rig finally comes up. Pro Tools comes up. Boom. I go into the file, it's the first thing when I first start the session. So all it says is Gucci Mane 1. So I'm like, wait, what the fuck just happened? I go to look, and whoever was recording the joint didn't have autosave joint on. Oh. So all I had was the first. I never personally clicked save. I thought I had the autosave. I was working so, and he's doing these joints so fast. So I'm sitting there like, oh shit, how the fuck am I gonna bring this song all the way back up? Chad, my engineer assistant, looks behind me and realizes what's happened. He goes, oh fuck. I said, no, keep them quiet. Don't say nothing. I realized one thing, this is one thing every engineer, this is a young engineer, if you ever do this, tempo is a big thing. Always get the tempo to your song. All these cats coming in with 2-track beats. I know it's hard sometimes for you to get the 1, 2, 3. Get it, motherfucker. Like, if you don't get it, this is save your ass. I've been having my tempo set in, but the thing that I did was, if you recorded in Pro Tools, you could lock your start time to the grid as well. So you can start on the 1 or the 2 or the 3. I knew, because this was something that Rich Keller taught me. He said, always, when you record, always record in grid, because if something happens to the joint, you always know you got 1, 2 beats ahead, so you can always drag it back in and place it back into a spot. I knew this, but at the time I thought, did I do this? Because I don't, who knows? I just recorded 2 other sets, I don't know. Man, luck to God I did that joint. I pieced the whole session back together by hand. By hand. I swear to you, I wish I had Chad here just for him to go, yeah, he did it.
And he never knew. And he never knew.
Never knew nothing. The only thing he knew was, damn, it's taking a little long to play that joint. That's the only thing he knew, because he even came up like, you all right? Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I didn't even play. The thing that was so crazy, that was so G about it, though, that was so G, I didn't even play the song. I pieced the whole song together back without even hearing it. It was just because he recorded it so simple. I was so shocked. I was studying how he was recording, because I had never seen someone record songs that fast and actually it'd be done.
Right.
So the whole 2 other sessions and this one, I was studying the way he was doing it. So I actually knew every word, every piece, because I was like, damn, this is crazy how he's doing this shit. This is crazy. Literally pieced the whole joint back together. He said, yo, man, can you play that shit for me, man? I said, yeah, man. Boom, boom. He was like, yo, told you, that's the joint. Chad looked over at me and was like, you are God. You are the God. And I was like, geez, I never did. I went outside. I smoked a blunt to the dome, straight to the dome in the hallway of Sony, like, you know what I'm saying? I just saved that was the best thing ever. It happened to me one other time in another session. I did the same thing, the same thing. But that was the most mirror. The other one was some random person.
That's a hell of a story, man.
Crazy, G. I probably would have lost my life. I ain't gonna even lie. Because he was about to beat this dude Bryce for no reason, just because he played a beat he didn't like.
He was gonna beat him up?
It must have been he was in that car too long, something.
So he drove from New York up?
He drove from Atlanta up to them. They wouldn't let him because he had the bracelet. They wouldn't let him fly.
So he drove up here?
Yeah, with like 2 or 3 of his people. He was mad and he had no weed. I had to hook him. I had to hook him up with that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I was like, what? And then literally, I knew I would have died. I would at least got beat up for sure.
I mean,
maybe wouldn't have killed me.
You probably can't answer this, but why would he not record in Patchwork? He's in Atlanta. They got studios.
Well, see, at this time, remember back in the day, he assigned to Atlantic, because Atlantic didn't have a Atlanta division now. So they got it now, but back then he had to come up. And he had that's where the budget was at. Exactly. And then he was with Czar Entertainment at the time, their management at the time. So it was kind of, he probably just trying to get it all knocked out. And literally he was up there for like 2 weeks, and then he never come back. For that first, he never come back. Even for the Pro Bowl day, he never come back. Like a little bit later, he got locked up. And then every album I worked on with Gucci, he got locked up right after. No lie, I can't even lie.
Right.
I worked on Now when I worked on The Appeal and the sequel. Each one he got locked up right after that.
All right. So who are you closely working with now?
Me right now, a lot of personally myself. I got a big artist from overseas that I work with. You guys will hear about a little bit more this year.
What's the name?
His name is K1.
K1.
Yeah, he's a big artist in Germany. He does English too. We bringing him over here a little bit more.
Okay.
He's so big. He does he's been a host on there, American Idol. He's got his own Bachelor show.
Right.
He's ridiculous. But I've been working with him for a long time. So I got him coming over. He's one of my big artists. You always know Cass and working with them. But I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been sticking to myself and my team, really building that and focusing that. Right. Other than the close homies such as yourself, if anybody come, and Swiss always, that's Swiss, anytime he called me, I'm there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the brother.
Right.
He saved me right there.
What kind of advice can you offer the young engineers out there that's looking to get in the game and associate themselves with somebody, just get their foot in the door? What kind of advice can you give them?
Get with today's time, get with an artist. If you can get with an artist, the studios have no loyalty, man. And it's not their fault because no one has loyalty to the studios anymore. So, you know what I'm saying? I would say the best thing, if you can find an artist that you're helping create and mold his sound, this will be your key into getting into the big chairs. Because no matter what I do, I can't do what you did on his track. There's nothing I can do. I can make it sound similar, make it be almost there. You can give me every plug-in to the T, but unless you do it, it's not gonna sound the same. So these little things, these little echoes, these little things, these are your signatures. You gotta remember that. I was the first one. If you hear on there's a plugin called Deverb. People use it all the time. It's a plugin called Deverb. When you use it, it sounds like the record slow down. I was actually the first, me and my boy Angel, I was one of the first ones to use that on track, on records, on joints, in people's mixes, because it would give them separation. Everybody coming with 2-track beats. You could give you a dropout, but it sounded like the DJ dropout. It made it sound different. Me and my boy Angel was the first ones to do that throughout everybody's record, and now people do it all the time. But we didn't know.
That's true. Yeah, I remember you guys doing that.
Yeah, we didn't know that was a signature. We had no clue. We thought everybody knew how to do these things. These are the signatures. These are things you got to hold on to. You know what I'm saying? You can't pass them always right along.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I didn't care, man. Like anybody that was young, I showed them the ropes. I show them how it goes. But engineering is easy, but the ear is not. That's the thing. The ear is not.
You know, me coming from a mixtape background, and there was this thing we used to chase as a DJ called exclusives. And back in the day, the only way you was gonna get that exclusive is from the engineer.
Facts.
Just from me being around, I noticed that a lot of artists didn't take care of the, not saying in your case,
no, this is facts.
A lot of engineers were starving.
Yeah, this is the engine. I'm gonna be honest. I was probably one of the few. Me and my boy Angel, who worked with Lil Wayne, right. Angel. He probably got access to stuff that y'all be shocked about. Yeah. But he ain't never moved a hand, never moved a muscle.
I was luckily came across a couple engineers that needed some lunch money.
It happens, bro. I ain't gonna lie,
and this is how you get those.
Yeah,
for me, hell did he get that record from?
Yeah, for me, I stayed to my guts. I ain't gonna lie. And the only reason why I say that too, I ain't gonna lie. Like the cats that I work with, that I have a lot of stuff with, is cats like the Rough Riders and stuff like that. Them niggas will find you, B. Them niggas will find you, B. You could never be one of them type of niggas or knowing them niggas. They know every engineer that worked in the crew. They will immediately find you. Kenny, I know you was working on that song. So I respected the G code. I kept it like that. And I'm from Chicago, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. When you do some stuff like that, that's like, man, you done some stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm giving you a historical game. So all you artists that used to get mad at the DJ?
Nah, literally, get mad at the engineer.
Get mad at the engineer.
The engineer. Most of the time, the studio too.
Or get mad at yourself because you wasn't taking care of it.
Yeah, this is the only, I give you artists that, man. It's 2018, man. If you guys can't go to a Walmart and get a hard drive, you feel me? Y'all are insane. Y'all don't give nothing care about your career. Y'all don't care. I don't care how much you sit in front of Theo DJ Thorough and tell him you love this, you love all that. If you ain't got a hard drive in your bag when you come see DJ Thorough, then you ain't about this life.
Exactly.
You ain't about this life, real talk. You supposed to be able to pull it up on DJ Thorough right now and say, yo, here, take this and acapella, and you're supposed to be able to do that. You ain't doing that. You ain't about this music, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know, I got a mini drive. I think even on my key. You know what I'm saying? That's it. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, just never know when you need it. But I tell you, as artists, you don't know how many artists that called me 8 months, 6 months ago, like, yo, do you have that song, bro?
Me being one of them.
You know me. You know what I'm saying? But I always say this for artists. I tried to not be mad at them back in the day because it was weird to find a hard drive, and it was weird to do that. But it's now, like I said, it's 18 now. Right. You can't make any excuse. You can go to Walmart and get like a 500 gig drive and, you know, 30, 40 bucks. And so do that and don't trust these studios, man. You know what I'm saying? As much as they want to, you know, keep their G code, sometimes they just gotta need more space. So they gotta erase your stuff. You know?
I'm surprised that, me personally, I'm surprised that big studios even still exist because we have everything. You can buy everything.
I tell you this,
in
man.
the house.
The one thing you can't, get rid of from the big studios and all that is referencing, and then also the outboard equipment and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff really still sounds good. But you're right, they're all gone. Like most of them, you remember, you used to be left and right. You go to New York, every other corner, there was one in some of these buildings. But now, They don't exist anymore. There is a new studio though. If anybody from Jersey, Sound on Sound, my manager Tony Druden just opened up a new big boy studio again in Jersey, boy. Sound on Sound. You remember the old Sound on Sound here in New York? They moved it to Jersey. Yes, in Montclair. That's I seen his pictures online. I'm gonna try to go next week to check it out.
Right.
It looked like the old days again. He brought back the old days with that studio. So like I'm still surprised that he was doing that. That's why I want to go chop it up with him. Like, what made you bring that back? You know what I'm saying? Because literally people be like, yo, can you engineer for me? And I'll be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? My fee is $50 an hour, $45 an hour. They're like, oh, what do you mean? Like, what you want? Like, oh, I was hoping something like 10. Oh, 10? Wow. Okay, I can't do nothing for you, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't even be mad. I'll hook them up. I got young engineers. I hook them up with them so they can work because they're good. They learn from me. But they can accept that $10 and accept it with a good heart, a good smile. I can't accept that $10 with a good smile unless DJ Thorough or something is with me, because then I know it's going somewhere. It's gonna make, you know, But that's what I'm saying. Even if Thorough came to me like, this is my budget, if the budget wasn't my budget, it's because I know where he's going. A lot of artists, you just don't know what they're doing. Everybody say they're gonna make a move or they're gonna make the next big hit, but geez, you don't know how many of those I done seen and done that never go nowhere. So I gotta get my bread. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of getting your bread, if artists out there right now and they see what you're dealing with, they see the discography. This is somebody you want mixing your records. This is somebody you want behind the boards when you're recording. How can they get in contact with you?
Yo, man, all of the Twitters and all of those joints, I am Kenny Lloyd, spelled basically simple, KENNYLLOYD. You know what I'm saying? And then also I have a website and all that too, man. You know, so anything with Kenny Lloyd, you're gonna see it is gonna pop up because I've been doing this for a long time. If you guys know me and y'all like are people that I've known for a long time, man, hit the jack up, B. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up, that's how you'll get your price. Anybody else, holler at me online, I'm still gonna give you a price, man. I show love, but I don't do no recording no more for all of my homies. I'm sorry. This will officially stamp it. DJ Thorough has officially stamped it because y'all call me and I be telling y'all, and I be tired of telling y'all, but I don't do no recording no more. At all. My time is done. If Swiss Beats call me, then I may fly right on in town. That's a whole different check right there. You feel me? But I can't do the I can't do those type of regular joints. Mixing all day, I got you, and I'm gonna make your shit sound crazy. Thorough know how I do, and then you know, so I've been worked on too many different projects. So you know, hit me up. Let me know, man. I'm still engineering. And this is less than till that big check come in. I'm still engineering. I ain't losing out on this money there. You know what I'm saying?
So before we get out of here, is anything you want to cover that we didn't cover?
Nah, just, you know what I'm saying, I tell you, man, like I said, artists, young artists, be safe, be out there, get your files, keep your sessions, and then young engineers, man, black, you know, any of ethnic, you know what I'm saying, stay, work hard, try to go to school, do it. Please stay in it because we still need you guys. We don't need the pop-up engineers. We need the educated engineers. We need the ones that's taking it year to year, taking it on and on, you know what I'm saying? Not just, I see too many of the white young dudes doing it, taking the knowledge on. I need the black and the Hispanic, all us to keep moving it along too, man. It ain't just a quick job, it's a real job, you know?
Exactly. All right, man.
So and my manager people just told me, you know what I'm saying, it's never changed. Never change is my whole, you know, brand for this year. I ain't never changed, man. I'm a G, baby.
Never changed,
I ain't never changed, man. I'm still that dude.
You're not even aging. He's still the same.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold it down. I never changed. You know, I'm from Chicago, always rep. I've been in New York 15 plus years, and I'm still from Chicago. But, you know what I'm saying, I love New York to death, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's made me, molded me a different person. But, you know what I'm saying, I never changed. So check that out anywhere. iTunes, whatever you want to check, you want to scroll your life, just never change. You know what I'm saying? Your life should never change besides growth and, you know what I'm saying, personal, you know what I'm saying? But you should be that same good old person, for real. Thanks to DJ Thorough, too.
Hey, I appreciate you coming through,
This is 50, everybody, man.
Thank you for coming through, man.
I'll be back. I'm going to be back. I'm going to be back,
man. Kenny Lloyd, man.
Bring y'all some new stuff.
Super engineer, man. If you, like I said, if you need somebody to mix, if you want your sound right.
Yeah, that's the best thing to say.
It's a sound.
It's
if
the
you
sound.
Want your sound right, hit him up.
Yeah.
I encourage you to do that. A lot of people have great records, but they don't sound correctly.
Yeah.
That's even more important than the actual record.
My other nickname, who is that? Swiss Beats gave me Radio Ready. So you already know what that means.
And you
already know what that means.
Speaking of which, before we get out of here, a lot of people don't realize this too. You did the mixing. Remember the drinking two-step?
Oh yeah,
With Neo,
yeah.
with Neo and Kanye West was on it.
Yes, that
I used
was.
to have Kanye West's email, by the way, too, through that whole transaction, because he actually sent me.
Yeah,
the
he said, I was about to say, yeah,
it was
yeah, he did pass it to me. That is true. I forgot all about that. You just reminded me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I work. Besides that, I work with Ye too. Besides that, I work with Ye too.
Come on, man, this is a legend.
I ain't
right
gonna
here.
lie, man. I worked at Sony. I was blessed to work at Sony before it shut down, Sony Music Studio. So I got to work with a lot of
that's
people.
one of, if not the biggest studio, most
Yeah,
historical
other than
studio
that,
ever.
what was that? The Hit Factory.
The Hit Factory,
Hit Factory, Chung King, Electric Lady.
So that's up there.
Yeah.
This is like
Legacy,
top-notch engineering at its finest,
Salute,
right?
man. Salute. I'm gonna end off too. Salute, man. My mentor is Pat Viala, Rich Keller, man. Those
All right,
two
man.
people, man, right there, man.
There it is,
Correct.
man. Kenny Lloyd, man.
Yeah.
Look him up. DJ Thorough. Hottest in the streets, man. That's what I bring you. The hottest talent in the street. Not the popular motherfuckers. The niggas with talent.
Yes.
See, there's a difference. I'm about talent,
Yes.
not popularity. All right? So with that being said, when you see us, one knee us. Let me pay respects. Yeah.